Welcome to the Essential Skills for Humaning podcast, where we explore the fundamental abilities and insights that make us better humans. Here's your host, Christina Eanes.
Hey everyone, Christina Eanes here, host of the Essential Skills for Humaning podcast and owner of Eanes Training. Today, I want to discuss one of the most misunderstood and underdeveloped workplace skills: feedback. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh, great, another talk about giving feedback. But stay with me, because this isn't about performance reviews or awkward one-on-ones. This is about something way more powerful: creating a culture where people can speak honestly, listen openly, and actually grow from feedback. So let's talk real-world feedback. Here's a quick story. A colleague I once worked with told me they were, quote unquote, good at giving feedback. What they really meant? They delivered blunt criticism and then moved on. And guess what? Their fellow teammates dreaded every interaction. On the flip side, I've also seen others avoid feedback completely because they didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. Both approaches, totally ineffective. The truth is, feedback is a skill, and like any skill, it needs to be learned, practiced, and fine-tuned. You gotta put in the work. So what does effective feedback actually look like? It's not about being nice or being tough. It's about being clear, constructive, and caring. Let me give you 3 powerful shifts to make your feedback more effective starting today. Whether you are a team leader, a peer, or just someone trying to grow, at home or at work. Okay, shift 1. Let's go from fixing to framing. What does this mean? Instead of telling someone what's wrong, reframe the conversation around improvement. Example, instead of, "You didn't manage that project well," let's say instead, "Let's look at what worked and what we could adjust next time to hit the deadline more smoothly." You see, you're not pointing fingers, therefore the person's less apt to get defensive. Rather, you're opening a door, one that they can choose to walk through and that you can help them improve in whatever area you're providing feedback on. Okay, shift 2, from avoiding to inviting. If you're avoiding feedback because it's uncomfortable, guess what? You're human. You truly aren't alone. But growth lives in those uncomfortable moments. And here's the pro move. Don't just give feedback, ask for it. When you model that vulnerability, you create safety for others to do the same. Try, "I'd love your take on how I handled that meeting. What would you have done differently?" That way you're making feedback a two-way street, and you're role modeling how to best receive feedback in a gracious and growth mindset manner. All right, shift number 3, from one-offs to ongoing. This is one thing that bothers me every time I'm in the classroom that I hear. Most feedback cultures save feedback for, or I should say, lack of feedback cultures save feedback for those formal reviews. No one wants to hear about something that they could have fixed 4 months ago if someone had told them. So the best feedback cultures don't save feedback for those formal reviews. They weave it into daily conversations. Small pieces of feedback, not 20 minutes of how you're not cutting it. They're very specific, and it's also very timely. Sometimes immediate, but other times soon after the behavior, the performance was noted. So think of feedback like brushing your teeth. A little every day works a lot better than waiting until something's broken. Okay, let's wrap it up. Here's the thing. When your colleagues at work or those at home know how to give and receive feedback with clarity and care, everything changes. Communication improves, relationships strengthen, at work performance rises, and people actually enjoy growing. But this doesn't happen by accident. It takes intention, structure, and skill building. That's exactly why we created our course, Giving and Receiving Feedback, Clear, Compassionate, and Constructive. It's designed to give your team the tools to have better conversations, the kind that lead to real improvement and deeper trust. Check it out if you're interested at eanestraining.com. And remember, feedback isn't a confrontation. It's an invitation to grow.
Thank you for tuning in to the Essential Skills for Humaning podcast. We hope you've gained valuable insights to enhance your journey as a human being. Remember, practice makes progress. Keep honing those essential skills, and until next time, keep being the best version of yourself. For more resources, visit eanestraining.com.